Concept cars are a simple idea, or a simple concept. This is why nobody likes me. They're effectively a way for an auto manufacturer to showcase their ideas, new design direction, or an early version of a car that they're planning on building. On top of that, they're a significantly less expensive way of gauging public interest without just launching a new production model. If a company wants to drastically shift their design ideology, or maybe just try something out, it's important to know if it'll negatively affect consumer views on the car and brand. Obviously, a lot of new cars get hate for simply being new and a little bit different, but those are calculated consequences the brand thinks won't last or they'll have a solution for. However, there are some things that are too risky, which is why car companies build concept cars to see what those things are. Or maybe they just want to show the idea for a car before the actual release. Most of the time it's both of those things combined. The first concept car was General Motors' Buick Y-Job in 1938. The designer Harley Earl wanted to showcase future technology like hidden taillights and electric windows. It was never produced, but it did have an effect on later Buicks and other cars too. Most importantly though, it introduced the concept car, a vital step in the process for many cars to follow in the future. The general consensus when a concept car is revealed is normally positive, because a lot of the time it's not a very realistic look, so it kind of just looks cooler than every other car. But problematically, you'll get a concept car like this, and then the production car looks like this. Then you're left wondering, what happened? The reason there's such a drastic change from concept to production is reality. Concept cars exist in an alternate reality in which the laws of physics, regulations, and budget are an afterthought. You know the saying that's like, an architect's dream is an engineer's nightmare? Well, not in Fantasyland, because designers have full reign over making the concept car look as cool as they want. Not really talking about architects, I guess, but still. Architect of the automobile, maybe? I don't know. Of course, there's always limitations of some sort, but for the most part, concept cars don't have to worry about passenger space, visibility, etc. Designers can focus on important aspects instead, like if that specific car is designed for off-road, maybe it'll get some huge wheels, or if it's a luxury car, it'll have an abnormally long hood. You get the point. In the real world, engineers and regulators come in, making the car safe and work. Okay, yeah, those guys are pretty important too. Designers come up with a cool roofline that's an inch above the wheel. Turns out it's the perfect way to decapitate the driver. Designers decide the headlight would look cool if it was right here. Turns out if it's right there and you crash into a semi-truck, you die. After figuring those important things out, the car gets changed and eventually ends up as the one you see on the road. Besides safety and working, there's also cost. A concept car might have full carbon fiber, a glowing steering wheel, and incredibly intricate trim, but if you were to mass produce those, it would end up costing a $250 billion. Would you buy a Nissan Juke for $250 billion? I wouldn't, even though we both know I could afford it. Not just material, but technology too. Unless it's a focal point of the car, any crazy material or unique tech is probably going to get replaced or at least toned down, and that can change a lot. There's also reliability. Concept cars don't need to work for 150,000 miles. Sometimes they don't have to work at all. It's a concept, after all. The concept doesn't have to survive neglect and abuse, but the production car is the one that has to deal with having its last oil change in 2019. Anything that rattles off the lot, breaks easily, or isn't safe has to change. Well, it should. Some companies don't worry too much about reliability. On top of that, there's the actual production of the car. Concept cars are like pieces of art, carefully crafted over months and months. If anything slows down the manufacturing process too much, then it's probably not worth it. Last but not least is the marketing. Despite everything so far, it does have to sell. If the marketing team says the styling is too aggressive, then it's dialed back. If it's too simple, then it's dialed forward. Design is a very in-depth process and has a lot of nuances beneath the surface. Everything matters at some level. At the time the car is actually produced, it's undergone a lot of change, but all of that change is necessary. Car companies don't create concept cars because they want you to be disappointed. They create them as the original idea, then they're forced to change it. It's especially noticeable with normal cars that you see on the road, but even hypercars with a larger budget and less production units can still look different from the concepts. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, consider liking and subscribing.